Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Beaky back once again on February 10th, 2017 with your morning video game news highlights. For you guys today, we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch and what developers have been saying recently, along with PlayStation 4, Xbox One news, and Valve making more games. We're also going to be talking about what the Hitman developers up to next, along with some crazy news coming over from Konami in Japan. Let's get into it right now. Well, here's this one. Nobody's really going to be surprised. Don't expect Project Cars 2 on Nintendo Switch. Well, let's give a little background information about the story first of all. If you guys don't remember, Project Cars, when that game really first revealed, we all thought that game was going to come out to the Nintendo Wii U. I was like, oh man, this looks really cool if this comes out on the Wii U. Then that game got canceled. And then they said, okay, we might put Project Cars on the Nintendo Switch. But now we're hearing, well, the franchise is not going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch either. Let's hear what the developers themselves had to say. In terms of the Nintendo Switch, I can say probably that Project Cars franchise will not be coming to the Nintendo Switch currently. Similar to the Wii U, it looks amazing. I've had it in my hands and the concept of taking it on the go. Yeah, I totally agree. We're all gadget freaks, so we kind of want to, but equally I just don't think it's gonna be possible. Now, from somebody who owns Project Cars on the PC, this game is quite graphically intensive. It has a lot of different settings. I'm not too surprised. I'm not saying that the Switch can't run a lower version of the game. Definitely not trying to say that. But I'm not surprised that this developers, from their history with Nintendo and not putting out the games, they probably don't want to lower their vision to get the game on the platform. But at the same exact time, there's developers out there who are really excited. The GTA owning company Take-Two has said this: we're excited about Switch. We're supporting Switch with NBA 2K18. We've said supporting the platform over again. Well, he said this specifically. I've said over and over again that when Nintendo comes to market, you never want to count them out. Basically, he's all for it. I mean, I don't blame right now, because if I was ahead of Take-Two and I saw the Switch coming out and I'm like, that's just another platform we could sell our games on, I'm all for it. The more places you can sell your game as a big third-party publisher is probably better off for you. Now, will they be supporting the Switch with something like GTA or something like that? Probably not. But actually, there is a game I would like to see from Rockstar on the Switch, which you guys probably wouldn't expect. It'd be Rockstar Table Tennis. Because the Switch actually has those haptic feedback in the controllers, I wouldn't mind something like that. Let's bring back Rockstar Table Tennis. Let me know in the comment section below if anybody out there has ever played that game. That game was so good. I thought it was a really cool game back in the day. And another really interesting news about the Switch is coming from Ubisoft. They're teasing a very strong Nintendo Switch games, but right now it just looks like they're in their earnings call. They talked about Just Dance 2017, and I know those games sell, but I wanted to see big games come from Ubisoft coming to the Switch, like the For Honors, South Park, The Fractured Butthole, which also in other news got delayed once again. It's moving from the first quarter of this year to fiscal year for Ubisoft from 2017 into 2018. So it's going to be April 2017 to March 2018. That's your time frame for Fractured Butthole, which is just a crazy damn video game name. So the Switch is getting supported by Ubisoft and Take-Two developers with Just Dance, the 2K games, and then AAA games like Project Cars 2 are not going to be coming out. I know the Project Cars studio is an indie studio, but the Project Cars as a game, those are AAA games. From my experience, those games are not, those are not indie ass games. Those are some big ass AAA type games. I just want these developers who say that they're going to support it to actually just stop being half-assed about it. If you're going to support Ubisoft, bring your big titles. Bring the For Honors. Bring those titles that you see on every other third-party platform out there. The PlayStation 4s, the PCs, the Xbox Ones. Bring it all. But let's move on to more video game news. An interesting news coming from Sony. They're going to go ahead and drop the price of the PlayStation 4 to $249.99 starting February 12th in 2 days till February 25th. Now, why I consider this interesting, this is around Valentine's Day, and a lot of people out there might want to give a PlayStation 4 for a Valentine's Day gift. I've actually given a friend a PlayStation 3. I gave her as a Valentine's Day gift, but this is one that I could have got PlayStation 3 really cheap. And right now, her PlayStation 3 broke, and now she needs another. She wants to buy another PlayStation 3 for herself to play she likes fighting games. But now I'm thinking, I'm gonna tell her, like, you might just want to go ahead and wait and get a PlayStation 4 for the $249 price, or even buy it used, because it'll even be cheaper than that at this point. Now, why else I think this is an interesting story, because this is the bundle with Uncharted 4 and Call of Duty. This is a bundle coming with a game. This is right before the Switch launch, with them dropping it down to $249. I'm just saying, on paper, it doesn't really matter, because most people can't even get a Switch because it's sold out everywhere, and even when it goes back up on sale for pre-orders, like at Best Buy, it instantly gets sold out again. But let's just say if Best Buy, Walmart puts out the third wave of pre-orders again, it's going to be kind of interesting to see if somebody's going to be like, man, I've got to buy a PlayStation 4 with a game, great game like Uncharted or Call of Duty, for $249, or buy a Nintendo Switch. I mean, it makes somebody second guess their decision. I mean, it just is. I'm pretty sure Sony's doing this basically because of the Valentine's Day. Like I said, I think that's just a really cool gift idea for people that that might like video games and just haven't picked up the system yet. And that price is a very reasonable freaking little bundle to give away. I actually think they should have probably did a Valentine's Day themed PlayStation 4 bundle. That would have probably even sold even better. Anyways, moving on from there, it's just an interesting timing. Switch is going to come out. Horizon's coming out at the end of the month, and they dropped the price limit time, which I bet this price is going to become the standard in a few months. I really do see that happening. And also in other PlayStation 4 news, it was the top console in January. It sold the most. Not a really big surprise right there, but Sony had a statement, and they said that also the PlayStation 4 had the 4 of the 5 best-selling games in the month of January. So meaning, of all the games that sold, from the NDP's records, they sold the most of the 4 of the 5. So I'm like, that's pretty good. But Microsoft was like, nah, son, we're not letting you get away with saying that you the best. So Microsoft had to go put out their own statement, and this is what Microsoft had to say. In its own statement, Microsoft said that 2017 is off to a strong start for the Xbox One, as the number of hours players spend playing games on the consoles grew 21% year over year. Additionally, Xbox One sales grew year over year in January. So, they added this as well. According to Microsoft, this is from Microsoft, right? This is Microsoft calling Sony out. PlayStation 4 sales did not grow year over year for January. So, if you guys ever said gamers shouldn't fight in the console wars, these big corporations are doing it themselves. Because that's clearly Microsoft calling out Sony. They're like, oh, yeah, we got a lot of people playing. Or Sony sold the most systems. All right, fine. Sony sold the most games. They got 4 out of the 5. That's pretty good. 4 out of 5 is pretty good for the amount of games sold. But they didn't grow year over year. Well, I mean, if they're selling more, that's not a bad... I mean, there's already 50-something million people buying the thing, and they sold more than you. So I'm like, I love this. I love when the companies do the console war fighting thing, because it makes it so much justified when the fans do it in the comment section. And like, I'm not even really a big part of the console war. I'm like, oh, cool, wherever the games are, I want to play. But I love seeing these companies attack each other like this right now, because I'm like, Microsoft is such on the defense right now. I wish what they really need to do is not worry about Sony's year-over-year growth, is actually release some exclusive games in the next, few months, like some really big stuff. I do know Halo War 2 is coming out, which if you guys haven't seen yet, which I'm gonna link in the description, go watch the brand new Halo War 2 ads. They are some of the best ads I've ever seen when it comes to being hilarious. It doesn't do a good job of explaining what type of game it is, but it's just so good. One of the ads is actually of the 2 characters, the 2 main guys in the game, trying to buy and sell a car. One of them was on an airplane. Oh, it's just the best. Really? I'm just gonna say this right now. It's the best video game ads I've seen in the last year. I can't think of ads that have been better than these two Halo War ads because they're hilarious, they're funny, and they're just interesting things outside of what the game's actually about. And I actually could see a few different people just be interested in see more about this game because, like, what the heck is this thing about? Like, it's so good. So I really will give Microsoft some props right now. If they keep on putting out ads like this, I think they could do a really good push into E3 and announce some new stuff, because ads like this is what gets people attention. The like ratios, the comments on these ads are actually phenomenal. I really wish I could show you the full ads in these videos, but it's going to be copyrighted, so I don't want to do that. But anyways, Sony and Microsoft calling each other. Well, Microsoft is calling out Sony. Sony didn't even call out Microsoft. Sony just said, yo, we're doing good. Microsoft said, they go, hey, we're a lot of people are playing our consoles too, you know? And Sony didn't grow over year, so I mean, if you want to look at it realistically, it sounds like Microsoft's a little salty right now. A little bit of salt. Licking their tongues right now. Moving on to Valve. Valve is making 3 full VR games. Recently, in an interview with Eurogamer, which I will link in the description, well, Gabe Newell has come out and said that, well, you know, the games that they put out before with VR, which they tested their stuff out, like Half-Life 2, they've tested that out. With Team Fortress, they've tested out with VR. But they want to make full experiences for VR, because like the lab was an experiment. It was an experience, but that's not a full VR game. So I want to see what Valve's full VR games are going to be. I actually don't think they're going to be Half-Life titles. I don't think it's going to be a Half-Life 3, but I would hope that at least one of them is a Portal game that supports VR. So, I mean, like, come on, Portal 3 with VR, that sounds really interesting to me. Just hope that happens. The 2 other games, I have no clue what they're going to be. We have to wait and see. But another interesting thing is that Gabe said nobody's buying VR to watch movies. Like, I'm going to disagree. He said this exactly. The same way nobody's going to buy VR systems so they can watch movies. Wrong. I started watching movies and TV shows in virtual reality on a big freaking 102-inch screen. It actually is pretty cool because you could lay back in a chair, right? If you're a chair that reclines, put your head on the pillow, look up, and just see a huge 100-foot screen in the air. And if you want it to be a black background, or if you want to be in a theater, if you want to be in space, I usually like being in space. So like I'll be in a nebula, and I'm just watching this damn big ass movie, and I'm like, this is pretty cool. I've even watched some YouTube videos like this, like really long videos. It's not good for short form content, but it's really cool. You can even do it with Netflix and all that different types of stuff. I watched the whole entire Mission Impossible Rogue Agent in VR on a 102-inch screen. It was like 9 o'clock at night, and I was like, damn, it's like I'm in my own personal theaters, had my headphones in, bass booming. Trust me, guys. Gabe may not find it interesting, but I find watching movies in a virtual reality theater, it's really cool in VR. Even watching 3D content because of VR is obviously always in 3D, so it's pretty cool. Alright, let's move on to more news. Hitman developer, if you guys don't know their names, IO Interactive, is working on a brand new IP. This came from a job listing that they listed up themselves, but they now have removed the job listing because, oops, they didn't want to leave out that much information. And it's going to be working in the Unreal Engine. So I want to ask you guys for today's common question of the day: what type of game would you want to see from the Hitman developers? What would you want to see the Hitman people make next? Just my question to you guys in the comments section below. And last, now we'll do 2 more stories for you guys because there was some interesting stuff. Let's talk about Netflix and Konami. Konami is actually licensing out their Castlevania to make a Netflix series. What? Like, I was like so surprised by this. Like, Konami really doesn't want to make games, I guess. Like, I don't think they really want to make anything but pachinko, but they're willing to license this stuff out like this and make a Castlevania TV show. But at least it's Netflix. Netflix has a history of making some pretty good original series, so hopefully it's going to be absolutely excellent. And right now, from what we're hearing, it's going to be a hard R. So this Castlevania series is going to be hard R, so you're definitely going to be seeing some blood, probably some titties, probably some butts, all types of stuff. Who knows? Who knows? I want to see what the hell they're going to do with the show. But overall, I still would prefer a new Castlevania game. In fact, I would prefer a new Castlevania game to be a 2D side-scroller type on the Nintendo Switch. I think that'd be something nice to take on the go. Something Not saying it has to be like the art style or like the pixelated kind of like Symphony of Night, but I would like something like that modernized. I mean, my favorite Castlevanias have always been the 2D ones, so the 3D ones haven't been bad, but those were the ones I liked. Alright guys, let's do the last story of the day. Nioh review roundup. Man, Nioh has been getting some good ass reviews as a PlayStation 4 exclusive. I'm sure Sony's happy about this as well because it just looks good for them even more, having another game that's been going great on their consoles. Like Gravity Rush 2, maybe not a lot of people bought it, but god damn, the reviews for that is pretty excellent, and this game has beaten that. GameSpot gave that a 9 out of 10. Game Informer, 9 out of 10. IGN, well, nobody's surprised by this because it's IGN. 9.6 out of 10 because IGN always gives I feel like IGN just in general gives games higher than everybody else. In general, over my years of playing video games, I always feel that IGN gets higher. But in the next step, we have Destructoid that gives 9 out of 10, where I feel in general, Destructoid always is on the lower scale over most other publications. So seeing all these publications, even US Gamer 4 out of 5, so concise with their scoring, that really does bode well for this game. So I'm really happy to say that the PlayStation 4 has another great exclusive, and I love when this stuff comes out because it puts a fire on Microsoft's butt to come up with some great exclusives as well. And hopefully Nintendo realizes that they really do need these third-party games. So yo, Nintendo, go hit up Team Ninja, let them work on something for you as well. I want to see it happen. Do want to see it happen. Alright guys, that's been Beaky here with the Untitled Game Show. That's been your news filled up for the morning. Long episode today, but I hope you guys had fun. Till tomorrow, peace the heck out.